Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for some predictions. Welcome here to our 2025 Night of Champions prediction show, where I break down every single match, talk about what I think's going to go down, what's on the card, and what we could potentially be in store for. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way right from the start. I will not be live this Saturday. It's my bachelor party weekend, so I'll be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so no SmackDown either, and I'll be just playing some golf during the weekend. We got a cottage rented with 17 of my buddies going up there. It's going to be a great time. But one thing that is happening is we are going to check out John Cena versus CM Punk while we are there. So I don't know. I don't plan on recording any content because I plan on being half in the bag, but also at the same time, we're going to enjoy this historic match, which I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy at home as well. But we'll get to that match in a second. Let's kick things off here with my boy, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. This match feels like it's a long time coming. A lot of people are really high on Karrion Kross right now. And of course, Sami Zayn is one of the most beloved people in all of WWE. And certainly, if not the most popular in Saudi Arabia, one of the most popular superstars in Saudi Arabia. So getting Sami Zayn on the card was definitely a need. And with this feud we have going on between Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, it kind of checks the box for both of them. Get them on a PLE. This is Karrion Kross's time to shine though, right? I'm not saying he's going to need to go out there and get the win. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Sami is going to win this match, right? But Karrion Kross, this is his sink or swim moment. A lot of people are starting to bring up a conversation around his in-ring work style. Now, personally, I think Karrion Kross is great. I think he's got everything to offer. He's got the look, he's got the charisma, and he can go in the ring, but he needs to prove to everybody in Saudi Arabia that he can go with one of the best in-ring workers in WWE in Sami Zayn. And if there's literally anybody to pull a great match out of Karrion Kross, right, to get him over to the next level, it's Sami. Sami is one of the best, especially fighting from this underdog position, which will give Karrion Kross a lot of time to get his offense in. It should be a fun match. I don't expect it to last more than 7 to 10 minutes, but in the end, Sami Zayn will win. It'll give the crowd a nice little happy moment, and Sami Zayn can keep building himself up on the road to the Royal Rumble in 2026. So next up is Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a street fight. And truth be told, I didn't know that this was a match that was booked on the show until I literally saw on WWE.com. Like, it kind of caught me off guard, but I'm here for it as well. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez have great chemistry in that ring, and all you got to do is take a look at their matches down in NXT. It was phenomenal work from the two of them, and they really highlighted that they were part of this next stage of the women's evolution, right? These were two ladies that were going to come through and completely take over WWE. Rhea Ripley absolutely did, but Raquel hasn't quite reached that level, right? She's been kind of a sidekick to a lot of people along the way, and now that Liv Morgan isn't there, the spotlight can be on Raquel Rodriguez, and we know what she brings to that ring, all right? She's dominant in there. She brings a lot of size and strength with her, and it's just very impressive to watch her work from a dominant position. And Rhea Ripley, you know, there's not too many people who can match her in size and strength in that ring. Raquel Rodriguez is one of those people who can. So I expect a great match between the two of them. Again, it's almost going to be like Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross, where I don't fully expect this to last longer than 10 minutes. I think this is there to highlight Rhea Ripley more so than anything, but it's also a sink or swim opportunity for Raquel. You're on a big PLE stage against Rhea Ripley, the biggest star in the women's division. They're going to go out there, they're going to crush it, and people will be talking about Raquel after this match. Now for the United States title match, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. And I don't know about you, but I feel like this is not the end of this rivalry. It really feels like we just started things here, right? It really feels like we just got into this battle of the Samoans. And truth be told, I see this culminating beyond SummerSlam. I don't even see it ending there. I feel like Jacob Fatu has a lot of people he's going to have to go through. And so when I'm thinking about this, I see this match going in one of two different directions. Either A, Jacob Fatu is going to retain the title via DQ. Some sort of person's going to interfere, like a JC Mateo, maybe the returning Tongans of some sort, maybe a debuting Hikuleo, right? Maybe something happens along those lines where the match just gets completely thrown out and the beatdown happens and it's like, oh no, Jacob Fatu has to fight the whole bloodline again, right? Or you go in the more interesting direction where you create the chase for Jacob Fatu. All of a sudden, man, he's popular, right? Everybody loves Jacob Fatu. He got the United States title. It's been a fun run. But if you want, you could have Jacob Fatu chasing after the United States title. Imagine if you do have JC Mateo cost him the match, or you have the Tongans return and actually cost him the match, or Hikuleo, that's how you introduce him into this whole bloodline story. You have him cost him the match, and then all of a sudden Solo Sikoa as the United States champion with the bloodline around him could make Solo Sikoa that much more interesting, who, to be frank, has been putting on some of his best work as a character ever since he's been in the WWE. It's a true thought that I have that we could see the United States title on Solo Sikoa. I'm going to bet that this is going to be a DQ finish, and I think Jacob Fatu keeps the title as a result. But don't be surprised at all if we see Solo Sikoa walk out as United States champion. So now let's get into the King and Queen of the Ring matchup. Starting off with the Queen of the Ring tournament, we have Asuka versus Jade Cargill, and I am actually really excited for this match. One common theme with this PLE is that a lot of the matches that are going on this thing, you're excited to see, but you can see them also happening on an episode of Raw or SmackDown or something like that, right? For me though, Asuka versus Jade Cargill is a perfect PLE match where we actually get to see what Jade Cargill can bring to the ring. If there is anybody in WWE who could probably get the best match out of her, it's either Io Sky or Asuka. And Asuka has just this little bit stronger style in that ring that is going to mesh really well with Jade Cargill. And I think at some point she's going to connect and she's going to awaken the beast inside of Jade. Like we know this, Jade Cargill is absolutely a star that WWE sees a lot of money around. They see big things. And so it's just a matter of time before she wins a world championship, before she's fighting for that title. And it could very well be at SummerSlam, right? If you have the Queen of the Ring tournament and she wins it, then she gets an opportunity for a championship at SummerSlam. And Tiffy versus her could be a good match, with Naomi potentially cashing in. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I could see Queen, Jade, and then going up against Tiffany Stratton, and then you have Naomi walk out of SummerSlam as the champion. I think that would write itself, have that cash in happen there. But if you don't want to go in that direction, we did tease Asuka versus Io Sky, and Queen Asuka has a really good ring to it, man. And it could be a character she could evolve. Like, I don't think Jade Cargill is going to all of a sudden become Queen Jade, but she could very well, if Asuka wins the Queen of the Ring tournament, she could very well become Queen Asuka, and that could be like this new Empress character. You know, maybe she actually does become the Empress. She's been called the Empress of Tomorrow for so long. Maybe this is how we get the Empress, and then you get Io Sky versus Asuka at SummerSlam for the world title. I mean, come on. So official prediction, even though that's so exciting for Asuka, I mean, part of me wants to see like Naomi cost Jade Cargill the Queen of the Ring tournament, right? And then just go laughing maniacally away, right? Ha 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 ha, I cost you. And then Asuka wins, right? That could be pretty neat. Could be a bit of a heel turn for Asuka. But in my gut, I think WWE wants to have that Queen of the Ring accolade for Jade Cargill. So there you go. A long-winded answer. Jade Cargill I have winning, even though in my heart I want Asuka. King of the Ring tournament time. It's Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, which I can't believe I'm saying is happening. We are getting Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at a PLE for the King of the Ring tournament. What a cool way to bring back this match that people really want to see, but it was done in a way where we didn't have a heel turn, right? Now we've got the former mentor versus the protege, but the protege has become the guy in WWE and essentially surpassed his mentor. It's a very cool matchup that doesn't really have like betrayal or anything in it. It's just simply Orton won his side, Cody won his side. Now we're going to face off against each other in the finals of this tournament. It's going to have a really cool vibe to the match, a battle of respect, trying to one-up each other, a slow build all the way to the finish. I can see this match going 30, 40 minutes, man. It's going to be an absolute classic where Orton and Rhodes are going to work their butt off. When all is said and done, I think this will be the match of the night. I truly believe that both Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton know what they are going to do. They're going to go out there and steal the damn show. There's no question in my mind. I would be incredibly surprised if Cody Rhodes loses this match, just point blank. I feel like the match is one of those where it's like, I'm excited for the ride. I'm excited for the journey of this matchup, but I pretty much know the destination. And like, you never know for sure in wrestling, and anything can happen, but King Cody versus King Randy, it sounds like King Cody gets his rematch at SummerSlam against John Cena, which has me going ahead of my predictions here just a little bit, but that kind of writes itself. Cody Rhodes and John Cena at SummerSlam. King Cody gets his opportunity. That's what I think. But either it's going to be Cody or Randy, and if it's Randy getting his rematch at SummerSlam, that's also an interesting direction to go, because then it just pushes back the eventual rematch for Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So anyways, another long-winded answer, but I believe Cody Rhodes is walking out as King Cody. And so that brings us here to our main event. It's John Cena versus CM Punk. Oh my God, I can't believe it's happening for the WWE Championship. This is just my childhood, man. I was in high school when all this happened, and I was so tied into the pipe bomb and the Money in the Bank match that CM Punk and John Cena had, and then Punk leaving the company and putting his belt in the refrigerator, and just everything about it. I followed along in real time, and so as most of you who were watching during that time, this means something to us. This is literally the feud that held together WWE for years, when it just simply wasn't that great to watch. When people would walk into the room and you were watching WWE, a lot of the times it was cringeworthy. A lot of the times you'd bury your head in shame and say, like, my God, why am I watching this? And I don't want to show you this. This is embarrassing to me, right? You'd get made fun of it for being a wrestling fan at school. But one thing that was cool during that time was Cena and Punk, and especially CM Punk. And people loved that storyline. And the fact that the roles have just been reversed, the yin and the yang, everything about this has been awesome. I love the callback with Punk being through the table and Cena cutting his pipe bomb, which, by the way, was the best promo of John Cena's heel run and could very well be the best promo of John Cena's entire career. It was that good. But here's the thing. I don't think this match is going to be awesome. I think it's going to have a lot of smoke and mirrors. I do believe we're going to get potentially an attempted Money in the Bank cash-in. I do think there's going to be shenanigans, and I do think there's some swerves that are left up their sleeve. It feels like every John Cena match now is going to have a swerve. It's not going to get over on just the work rate alone, right? We know this. We know the type of match it's going to be, and we might even know the finish it's going to be, with a title shot to the face, a low blow, and a pinfall. But that seems boring, doesn't it? That's extremely boring if we just go in the exact same direction after this thing finally has some momentum. I wonder, okay, is there any chance that Seth Rollins actually does successfully cash in his Money in the Bank contract? And if so, it can't be on John Cena, right? So what if CM Punk does win the WWE Championship? What if Punk wins it in Saudi Arabia and then Seth Rollins cashes in to take that title away? One thing WWE has always loved through the history of building up their baby faces is dangling something right in front of their very face before ripping it away. I think of Daniel Bryan when he won the championship before getting cashed in on by Randy Orton, where Triple H turned heel and just stole that moment away from Daniel Bryan. And it created the Yes Movement, one of the most amazing movements we've ever seen in pro wrestling history on the lead up to WrestleMania. That moment was awesome. It was so organic. It was so perfect for pro wrestling, because you had the highest of highs and lowest of lows. And I wonder if you could replicate that same emotion for CM Punk getting his championship before having it ripped away again. Man, you could have that main event SummerSlam night too. That is a main event match, Punk versus Rollins for that title, especially now that LA Knight is potentially out injured. We'll talk about that more in a second. That could be the match that goes down at SummerSlam. However, let's also say this. LA Knight is a part of this story, and if we're trying to figure out how this is all going to go down, maybe you do have Seth Rollins come down with the Money in the Bank contract, and then right before he's about to actually cash it in, before the bell rings, LA Knight returns and takes out Seth Rollins. Possible, but then that also means that the cash-in is going to happen maybe during the middle of the match, or does that mean it happens after the match? I have no idea how it's actually going to go. Anyways, my gut says just go with the boring one and say John Cena is going to retain his title with a low blow and a title shot to the face. So we're going to say it's that, all right? I say John Cena retains, unfortunately. But that's it. Those are my Night of Champions predictions. Remember, once again, I will not be live this Saturday, so be sure to go hang out with some of the awesome streamers out there. Mini Portable, Jake TV, Wheezy Blonde, Santi Zap. There's a bunch of great people out there, so be sure to go check them out, guys, and go go be nice people in their chats. But also, while you're here, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and keep coming back every single day because we got lots of pro wrestling content for you right here. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.